like
last playoff first round series. Denver Nuggets, San Antonio Spurs, the Nuggets, the 2 seed, the Spurs, the 7 seed. These two teams split the season series 2-2. Who do you like in this one? Last one.
I like Denver. They've been kind of a mess the past couple of weeks, and they were losing some games on purpose and here and there, like, trying to get different seeds and different things. San Antonio is nothing to sneeze at. I do think they're better than they were last year coming into I think they were the same matchup with the Warriors 2-7 last year. They took a game from the Warriors, but this year they added, they didn't have Kawhi all last year. They added DeMar DeRozan. They've really slowed it down and not really been as much of an outside shooting team. They've played within the paint. They've got a lot of role players there. Obviously, one of the best coach teams in the league. I think they're going to win a couple games. I think this is going to be a sneaky 6 or 7 game series, but I just don't think that they can hold up the whole time against the talent Denver has.
I mean, if you're really looking at this, the only thing the Spurs have is the playoff experience. Mm-hmm. I mean, what else do they really have? Denver is 34-7 at home this year. Denver has great depth. Denver has the better roster. Denver will have the best player on the floor. Denver has the better three-point shooting. What does San Antonio have besides Greg Popovich and the playoff experience? I mean, could it carry him? Sure. But I don't think San Antonio is even good. I really don't.
This is the one thing I'll say is that, and you bring up great points, right? Like, are we overvaluing a veteran roster? Are we because the Spurs have lost plenty of times in the first round. They've made no noise in the playoffs plenty of times, even as a higher seeded team. Saw somebody make that point today. I do think that what they do have is they have 2 players that have been in the playoffs specifically many times and with different franchises. Both have been looked at to make big shots, especially DeMar DeRozan. And I don't know who is going to do that for Denver. I'm not saying that people can't. There's not players that can. I think Jokic has superstar potential, or already, almost at that peak. I think Jamal Murray is a potential all-star. I really like Monty Morris. I'm not saying he's in that same level, but I really like some of their bench guys. Paul Millsap's had some experience there. But if these games, if they play around too much and they're too passive, I do think that you could see the Spurs steal a few games in the late few minutes because of their kind of poise, I guess would be a better way to put it, instead of just saying playoff experience.
I like Denver,
especially because their record at home. The Spurs have a really, really good record at home.
I like Denver here. If it was another team, I think Denver's ripe for an upset. Yeah. I just don't think San Antonio is good. I know they're well coached, but where's the talent? I mean, they're a mid-range jump shooting team.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. There's not a lot to love about them, but it's just one of those things where I think Aldridge and DeRozan are, they can fill it up, and if you're getting close to 30 points or more from each of those guys a night, then you only need a few other players to really step up and make some buckets against a team that is also filled with a lot of role players in Denver. So that's me almost more of, at this point, devil's advocate for San Antonio. I still think Denver's going to advance. Like you said, a different matchup, an OKC, LA Clippers, different scenario. I might pick them to get upset, but I do think it'll be a close series.